Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hello, YouTube. Thank you for coming on board. Today we will be discussing, are you a light healer? Changing the phrase up a little bit, it's normally called a light worker, right? However, it's important to understand that if you have the light inside of you, that you are the healer. You are the chosen one. You are there to break the cycle of generational curses. Even if you don't truly understand your position, this is why we're having this podcast. So I want to say hi to everyone. Hi, Kenneth Williams. How are you? Yay! Hello. Thank you for coming on board on YouTube. Thank you for coming on board on IG. I am so happy and honored that I could find my way to create content that could help explain all this spiritual stuff from the best of my ability. Hi, Kalani. Hi, Musings. Oh, hello, everyone. Yay. Hi, everyone. So I hope by the end of this, you have a better understanding of who you are and why, maybe why you chose to be here at this time in this space. There are no accidents. You were born in the perfect time sequence, and we're all meant to be living through this COVID experience. We're also all very blessed to have been able to survive COVID, whether you got COVID or not. We're blessed to have survived it. I do want to remind everyone that we're still in our COVID experiment, so try not to believe the hype. Still take precaution. And winter is coming. So I'm sorry, everyone. I have to tell you, because winter is coming, one of the safest methods to prevent you from catching a cold was the mask. So put your mask on as it begins to get cold, and you may have a really good winter. Just test it out. You'll see. Hi, Tanisha. Hello. Good health, everyone. So let's get this party started. If you want to have a reading with me, right, I can be reached at 213 458 7408. 213 458 7408. And I am going to insist that you all go watch The Woman King in theaters. You owe it to yourself to reinvest in what a warrior woman looks like. You, the hell was that? You also owe yourself to allow yourself to participate in your growth as a warrior woman, you also owe yourself to allow yourself not to be submissive anymore, right? It's not really in the black culture DNA to be submissive, by the way. It's not in our culture. So watch the movie and figure out who you are in like the presentation that the movie is um, expressing. Like, where do you show up as the woman king? I know how I show up, child, but oh, child, people have tried to make me feel bad because I'm such a strong presence. I know I'm a strong presence, guys. I know it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the world. I know how strong I come across, but guess what? It sucks to be you, right? What the hell is that noise? What is happening here? It's only me on. All right. Some weird noises. You never know with spirit. Lord have mercy. All right. Let's stay focused. So, with all that being said, if you would like a reading with me, just reach out to me 213-458-7408. All right? Let's get this party started. Hi, Mamiya. Hi, Dane Shag. I'm an energy healer. Of course you are. I'm glad that you know it. Isn't that a beautiful thing when you have figured out that this is who I am? And that means if you're an energy healer, you are a light healer. Those things are so beautiful. Oh, I knew I was going to lose it. Um, hold on, guys. I had everything mapped out and written down, and I lost it. Do you know when you know you're going to lose something? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So, what is a light healer? And I hope you guys can hear me. If you need me to put my headphones on to be louder, just let me know. Let's begin. The term light healer, the simplest way to describe a light healer would be as beings who feel an enormous pull toward helping others. There are other names associated with light healers, but I like to believe that they're generational names. For instance, crystal children, indigos, earth angels, star seeds. When we start attaching names, I feel like they're 20-year generational um, association with these names, right? At least 20 years, but as of lately, with the last group, the Galactic Kids, it's a little shorter. They might have a 7-year span. They're not going all the way up, from, because the Galactic Kids are from, I'll tell you right now, from age 3, I believe, up to age 14. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's about 11 years, which is shortening the generational gap now. Um, After the Galactic Kids, then we have the pandemic babies. But the pandemic babies, we're going to see why they're here. They're coming across highly intelligent, real serious types of facial expressions that they shouldn't have, until they're 14. So, what's going to happen with them? That's going to be a whole study in the next couple, the pandemic babies. Um, so, there are categories, right? Earth angels, star seeds, spiritual beings, um, crystal children, indigos, right? But they're all coming down for the most part as light healers. Now, everybody doesn't understand that they're coming down as light beings, but you know that you're a light being based upon feeling somewhat ostracized in your whole family. What they used to call the black sheep. It's not the black sheep. It's just in your own family, like you fit in, but you don't fit in. You say the weirdest of things to people in your family. They kind of just get used to it. But it's a spiritual insight that you already have, and you have the freedom to speak it and practice it with your own family because they're safe to practice with. But it's also in your own family where you begin to feel unsafe, where your parent might say, you know how you say things abruptly, can you like not do that anymore? Like you're scaring me or you're going to scare others. And so you get disciplined out of knowing that you are here to be a light healer. You forget, which is fine. The thing that's important in forgetting is that there comes a time in your life when you remember. And that's when you get uncomfortable all over again. Because now you have to be retrained to open up. Light healers tend to be sensitive, and hence they feel sadness and anguish for the misery that dwells in the world around them. This is why they tend to choose profession with their empathetic nature and can be used to assist those in needs. Not surprising, there'll be nurses. I happen to know a lot of people that follow me are nurses. I have an odd number of nurses that follow me because there's something within their soul that lets them know they are light healers. They channel the energy by choosing nursing, right? But for the most part, they're exactly like me, right? So, light healers choose therapy as a profession, rehabilitation, caregiving, veterinarians. A lot go into research, and I don't 100% believe this as a profession with light um, healers because I think at some point maybe it's gotten lost with everything that teachers have to go through, but also teaching. But I think the way the system is set up, teachers might go in believing that they're going to save the world, and then they're hit with reality and a system that doesn't work with teachers. And so, as you're a teacher, I think a lot of times teachers forget that they're light healers, right? But I know that if you understand that you're a light healer as a teacher, you're going to go to work every day trying to manifest change within your students because you're going to understand that that truly is your job, which means all the external stuff that doesn't allow you to be a good teacher, all the politics, all the money issues, the building, food, lunches, like you won't even look at all those things because all you're going to care about is the soul of the student that you're trying to help. Light healers are intuitive. Oh, by the way, I just want to add that lawyers are also light healers. They never bring lawyers into it. There's not a lawyer that cannot be. Again, there might be this impression that lawyers are liars or corrupt people, but they really aren't. There are many, many lawyers or team of lawyers that do great work out there. And so they do the work because they are light healers. All right? I just want to point that out because no one ever brings lawyers into it. They channel their energy much the same way that nurses channel their energy. But it's obvious with nurses, right? It's not obvious with lawyers, but they are light healers for the justice system, for the people. So light healers are intuitive and driven by their internal guidance. They can often perceive the emotions and the needs of other living beings, which enables them to harness and direct their healing powers towards people that need them. They also believe in carrying out coordinated efforts to dispel or chase away negative consciousness using positive energies and healing powers. I love coordinated healing. We talked about this before when I asked everyone to whisper into Russian soldiers' ears and tell them to give up, turn away from the war, don't listen to Putin, go to the Ukraine side and give in, right? Totally shocked within 2 weeks. This is what we found the Russian soldiers had done. That's a coordinated effort of like mind for a purpose. Not all light workers utilize, not all, oh, you're welcome. Not all light workers realize the nature of their spiritual calling right away. While some may realize that their purpose on earth is to elevate mankind's collective consciousness, other light workers can only sense a drive to serve and compassion in their own hearts. And they feel good when supporting others through difficult times. So you don't have to be labeled a light worker. You don't even have to know that you're a light worker. Light workers just do. Like one of my clients I spoke to, if I remember correctly, and forgive me if I'm not getting this right, she worked for a company, and within that company, she created an internship for minorities to work in HR, so that when they got out of the internship, these people wound up having excellent jobs with great companies. And she did this single-handedly. And when I was talking with her, like I was looking at her with admiration. I was like, oh my God, she's a light healer. And I don't think, like, the title didn't matter to her, right? But she was absolutely, like me, better than me, right? To create a whole program to make sure, throughout years, this must have been a 20-year span, a whole program of interns to make sure that these kids that were coming out of college did not, that they had an equal footing out there to get an amazing job, to get the salary that they deserve, instead of coming out of college with the education but not the experience, which means your salary is low. And it was just amazing to hear her story. A woman from Chicago. Oh my God. I was like, I love this woman. But I love light workers. But she wouldn't have called herself what I call myself. And yet we were made from the same pot in heaven, right? It often takes some intuitive guidance as well as going through the process of self realization and discovery to realize what your mission on earth is and how to make a positive impact in whichever way you can. Given that you're faced with the same limitations and obstacles as other human beings, the manner of spiritual awakening and tuning into their inner light sometimes can take years for a light worker to get there. If you read about light workers and wondered if you could be one, you can only find the answer through introspection. Light healers are driven by a deep felt desire to serve those in need and are blessed with intuitive powers and inner guidance that enables them to sense energy shifts and emotions like pain and sorrow in others around them. They also feel connected with all living beings on earth. And at the same time, they feel isolated and distanced from others, as light workers tend to look into the world from the outside. If you identify with these core traits and the desire to serve mankind, and the world resonates deep within your heart, and you're lonely or by yourself, then perhaps you're a light worker. And I just want to expound a little bit on the loneliness of light working. Remember, one, people are not going to understand you. You are going to come across looking human, but your responses are going to be a little quirky. You're not necessarily going to fit in. You're going to feel awkward. You might say silly things that makes others feel uncomfortable. And you spend the whole time feeling inadequate, even though you might be the most adequate person in the room. You will spend so much of your lifetime feeling inadequate. A lot of times, as a light healer, God makes you isolated. God pushes people away from you. Could be family, could be friends, could lead to divorce, could lead to a lack of relationships for long periods. The problem is that God has a bigger plan for you when you're a light healer. And so if he doesn't give you the time for you to understand who you are, which again could take years. A lot of light healers spend much time healing others. So if you're in a relationship, you're going to focus on that relationship to heal when God needs you to heal the world. So I get this question a lot. Like, I get so many people, it's like, I've been alone for so long. And they'll give me numbers, 7 years, 10 years. And it's hard for me to explain to them in the moment or in a 15-minute reading that you're a light healer, right? Sometimes I just want to nurture their need to receive love. Where is that guy? Right? That's my job as a healer. My healer, when you're paying for a reading, is not to tell them, girl, you a light healer, you ain't gonna get nobody. No, no. My job is to look into the current question. Where is my partner? And a lot of times when I do that, I have to tell them like the reasons why they're where they're at, what they need to do to get there, respect the time that they are alone, and invest in this time and do something out in the world, because it's out in the world where you're going to meet your partner. Most people want to meet this partner and stay at home. So it's very important to understand the isolation and the loneliness is by design. But some people think that that is permanent. It can't be permanent, but it is up to you to wake up and find something to do. Find something to connect with so that you could be out with the peoples. I don't know what that is. I can't even come up with things. I remember when I was a kid, all I ever wanted to do was volunteer at a hospital. That was my choice for activity. I forgot what they used to call them, candy stripes. I never wore a candy stripe. I really wanted to wear that uniform. I never got that far to wear a candy stripe. But no matter where I was, I knew people were at hospitals. And I volunteered wherever I was relocated to at a hospital. Half the times, I remember once I was volunteering just to sit with people. I kind of like that. I like to sit for long periods anyway. I didn't know it was a personality trait of mine. But I would just sit with somebody and talk to them. And half the times, you know what I discovered? That people are lonely and they just want somebody to talk to. But hospitals knew that, which is why they had volunteers back in the day. They don't have it anymore. But back in the day, they knew that. And you could heal somebody by letting them talk. Your presence just heals. Give somebody 15 minutes and let them talk for 15 minutes. They could talk about their operation. They could talk about um, their family. Just having a listening ear is amazing. That is so healing. So I say that to say, like, when you're feeling lonely and down and out, like, invest in that time. Sometimes God wants you to be in that space. You could grow as a light healer. That sometimes you don't know you're a light healer, so God pulls you away. He also doesn't give you relationships because as a light healer, you'll spend your whole lifetime healing your partner, thinking you're doing an amazing job. Not to say that you aren't, but God wants that energy to be pushed out into the world in a big space for lots of people. But I do want to remind everyone that if you're a light healer, it's different. It's lonely. In some weird way, you reach the masses. There are different types of light workers. Light workers can possess strengths and core abilities in many areas of service. And usually, if you're a light healer, usually um, you have an ability to be influenced in different categories, more than one category. There are spiritual guides and healers, light healers who are driven towards serving living beings and the earth through healing using mental, physical, emotional, spiritual approaches. They are often highly perceptive of feelings and emotions in others. They can usually alleviate pain and hurt within a few minutes of time spent with people or animals. I cannot tell you how many times when I'm done with my readings, people say to me, I feel so much better. I love hearing that. I love, like, that is my favorite part of the reading, the end. To hear people say, I feel so much better. Another category, now remember, spiritual guides and healers, right? I know now that I'm a healer. I didn't know it in my 20s and 30s, right? I barely knew it in my 40s. But that's a category I fall under, spiritual guide and healer. The next category is psychics or seers or prophets. Using their elevated awareness of intuitive powers, light workers can develop psychic sights to be able to see beyond the material form and illusion. They can, oh, there it goes. They can predict the future, predict future events. They can concentrate their efforts to stimulate positive outcomes with the end goal to promote peace and harmony, either with the current, the individual, or out in the world. And again, the perfect example was when we collectively whispered in a soldier's ear, a Russian soldier's ear, and we said, "Don't do this. This is not your fight. Don't listen to Putin." Such a beautiful thing to find that it actually worked. What war you know? Seriously, what war you know where they're like, I want to deflect to the other side of the country that I'm supposed to be annihilating? Zero. But we did that collectively. Hmm. So we promoted world peace. And it can be done. Mountains can be moved. And that's an example of moving a mountain. I promise you, it was beautiful. It's so beautiful when you actually see yourself working in the moment like it really happened. Because we all worked together and whispered in a soldier's ear, and we were like, don't do this. Give up. Don't listen to Putin. What country do you know where the soldier goes, oh, I just want to deflect to, North Korea? But we did that. Even in one of the prayers, we were like, think of your family. Think of your children. Like, don't do this. Oh my God. Within 2 weeks, they weren't. Mm-mm. Then there are grid workers and gatekeepers. A grid refers to a unit that connects all awakened hearts and sacred sites on earth using ley lines. Grid workers and gatekeepers are advanced light workers who specialize in clearing work, their main role being open of interdimensional grid lines to let light and love flow through. Now, again, this reminds me of the video that we did with the stone hedges. Why are the stone hedges being activated? Right? This is what I feel like the grid workers are are doing. Gatekeepers are often government employees, diplomats, mediators, yoga instructors, whereas they encourage peace, kindness, positive energy, and fairness to living beings. Manifestors, also known as divine blueprint creators, manifestors are a type of light worker that are expert at channeling their intrinsic energy to attract what they want. Their mission is to make the world a better and peaceful place, which in turn enables them to manifest awakened collective consciousness for humanity. Now, this is a little convoluted. So, I love manifestors. And are you a manifester? Manifesting is when you think about something, and it could be something crazy, right? You think about something, and then it just shows up, right? When I wanted my apartment in California, and I was living in Koreatown, and I said to God, I want to live in an all black neighborhood because I had not lived in an all black neighborhood since I was 13 years old. I've always lived in a mixed neighborhood um, since 13. And so I said, God, I want to live in an all black neighborhood. I wanted a complex. I wanted management on site. I only wanted a one bedroom, so of gratitude. Um, I wanted security, right? And I needed the first floor. I got an all black neighborhood. I got a community. I got management on site. I got security because you couldn't enter the complex without going through secured gates. And I wanted a first floor apartment. I got a second floor apartment. And I was so disappointed because by this time I'm spoiled, right? And I'm like, God, you always give me what I want. How did I get a second floor apartment? Turns out God knew what he was doing because at the time there was a park across the street that kept flooding. The pipe kept clogging. And so it would back up into the first floor apartments. It's, they finally had to shut the park down and just redesign the whole park because it was just dilapidated. Um, but I would have spent my first year having some plumbing issues, you know, and being on the second floor, I didn't have that issue. And then I got a huge terrace on the second floor that the first floor didn't get. So I was seemingly disappointed. And then I went to, I was going to turn the apartment down. And I was by myself on a terrace. Remember, loneliness. God needs to get you. Sometimes you have to be by yourself, even though the agent was there showing me the apartment, but he was talking to maintenance. And I stood outside and I was disappointed. Just because I didn't get the first floor, I promise you. Um, and it looked small to me. And a hummingbird came right at my nose. And right away, I knew if I don't take this apartment, it's going to take me forever to get an apartment. So I turned around to the agent and I was like, this is good. I'll take it. Thank you. And I stayed there for like 7 years. Safe, beautiful apartment. Everybody that came to the apartment, they were like, Tracey, this is so warm and welcoming and blah, 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 blah. It was the best decision I ever made. All right? So learn that you too are manifestors. practice manifesting. It's real easy. I'm telling you. Just start saying, right? Just start saying what you want. All you have to do is think it, by the way. You don't have to say it out loud. But practice manifesting and start watching how it'll show up, right? Like one of the things I said to God when I came to the Caribbean, I'm not allowed to have um, animals here, right? So I said to God, I said, God, that's not fair, right? I love my apartment. I know you gave me my apartment, but why did I wind up in a apartment complex where I can't have animals? What does God bring me? Two homeless animals to feed. He's like, oh, you want that? That's easy. Take these two. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny. The little things that show up. All right, you're going to have to start practicing manifesting, people. It's really easy. I promise you. And enjoy when you start getting the things that you want. Yeah, so easy to manifest. So much fun. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about manifesting. That's really important because everyone has the ability to manifest. So we're going to start utilizing some meditation tools to build your ability to manifest whatever you want. But remember, years ago when I was like 28, 29, there used to be a house in Montclair, New Jersey, whole row of houses, one particular house, beautiful house. I just loved it. Um, and I said to God one day, I want that house. I want that house. Well, I never got that house, but I know why I never got the house. One, I'm a light worker. If I wound up in a house, it would keep me stable and I wouldn't be able to reach the masses. So I have to be a butterfly. I didn't know this, everyone, but I have to be a butterfly. I'm such a butterfly so much that at some point when I took this apartment that I was talking about where the hummingbird came to my mind's eye at my nose level, I said to God, I said, I'd like to stay here for a while. And I didn't know what that meant because I have to be open to God, but He did. He let me stay there for 7 years, and I'm so grateful because that's not normal for me. All right, guides and messengers. Some light healers possessed a unique flair for spreading important messages to the world. They concentrate their efforts in areas where their inner light and magnetic presence can make great impact on others by communicating messages of love, peace, spiritual awakening, and enlightenment. These people are motivational speakers, they're bloggers, they're artists, they're teachers, they're writers, they're life coaches, and much more. I'm not even mentioning all the categories. They're vloggers now, right? That's a new category. Um, they strive to serve humanity through speaking, through their words, through their actions, and their work. And they are categorized as messengers. I have to tell you guys, even gossip columnists, right? Sherelle's World, Kempire, like they're light healers. They don't know it, child. They have no idea. But they are. And they're fun to watch, right? And so they're doing God's service, right? We have a miserable world right here, right now. And like, they're making what's happening in the world seem less daunting. Thank God for vloggers, all right? Um, that does not include Tasha K. I'm so sorry. She's with the devil's world. All right. I'm sorry, God. I just want to throw that out there. I'm sorry. It includes Tasha K, even though she doesn't realize that she is a light healer. So, if she would stop straddling the fence and come over to the Purple Brick Road, she's going to be a happy woman, but she has to figure out that she can't be on the Yellow Brick Road because that's where the liars and the skanky and the dirty people and the hustlers, like, she can't be there. So, hopefully she'll figure it out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, God's gonna get me. God's like, did she do it again? Again? All right, so that's gonna be a problem. Dreamers and travelers. Oh, you didn't know you were light workers, did you? Light healers can never accept the status quo and always strive for new solutions and adventures. They learn to push limitations and manifest light during dream work, creating boundless capacity for change along multiple dimensions of this earth. That would include explorers, inventors, pioneers can be classified as dreamers and travelers. A travel agent can be a light healer. Can you imagine going to a travel agent and she sets this whole package together for you to have a beautiful experience in another country? And it's effortlessly, like, she takes care of the plane, the hotel, the itinerary. She's a light healer, guys, getting you to open your mind about other cultures. What a beautiful experience someone can provide for you because you couldn't do it on your own. So, how wonderful it is to have someone that has the wherewithal to put a package together and to get a group together and to have a group of people that you barely know. I'm always on a tour with people I barely know, but come out with friends. Light healers, travel agents are. Adventurers and ascension guides. Adventurers are always on the lookout for newer possibilities, driven by belief that better things await if one just looks beyond the obvious. I like adventurers. I'm not an adventurer, but I like them. Along with ascension guides, they work towards creating higher interdimensional possibilities and broadening mankind's vision for the future. In summary, light workers are awakened beings who bear the highest interest of all living beings on earth in their minds. They hold a distinctive core of kindness within themselves and vibrate at a higher energy level that enables them to be positive and support others through their struggles. Most times, most times forgetting that they are struggling themselves. Not all light workers realize their purpose on earth. However, when they do so upon self actualization, they need not dramatically transform their life. In fact, it's possible for them to lead a regular life and a career while simultaneously shining their light helping and supporting others and creating positive experiences for those around them. To know if you're destined to be a light worker, you could begin by tuning into you. Tune into yourself. Search within your heart and determine whether channeling your light out in the world is one of your life's missions. Do you identify as a light healer? Let me know. Also, let me know what you begin to experience now that you've participated in this podcast. Let me know what changes start coming to you. What I can tell you is that if you're listening to this podcast, whether live right now or later on, there's something about you that, one, is a light healer, and two, is looking for your placement in this world. So, time to go inside and look at yourself and see where you're the light healer for others. Oh my goodness, Lisha. Thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, thank you, Lisha. I'm always like looking at the other bloggers and they always get super stickers. And I'm like, I never get them. Today I got 2 super stickers. That is the sweetest thing ever. Thank you so much. Let me see what everybody has to say. Good evening, Beto. Yep, that's me at work. Look at how God is. He knew what you needed, what was best for you, even if I didn't know. But yes, Mama Mia. But remember, I looked at the sign. When that hummingbird, what hummingbird comes to you and just buzzes in front of you? How could that not be God? And God was like, girl, you better turn around and take that apartment. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. Thank you. It was a hummingbird. TK Laws, shaking my head. Oh, girl, please. I agree. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you so much. I almost forgot. Blessings. Happy autumn equinox. Yes, we're in fall finally. I will never experience fall again. There's no such thing as fall in the Caribbean. There's only hot and hottest. Oh my God. Let me see what everybody's saying. I don't want to lose everybody. Are light healers nice or are they mean to others? Light workers can be mean as hell, Sylvester. What? Let me tell you something, Sylvester. When someone knows, they know they're a light healer and they know that you need to change, oh my God, they can be so mean. They can be mean, but not meaning to annihilate. They are mean to shake you up because the light worker has a moment in time with you, just a moment. And they utilize that moment. And sometimes that moment cannot be all, yellow brick roadish, right? Oh, we're on the yellow brick road. You're going to be fine, Dorothy. Just go down the. No. A light worker's like, girl, how'd you land in? What? Did you run away from your mama? Are you crazy, little girl? See? Are you crazy? See what happens when you run away? You wind up in the land of nowhere. Now I got to figure out how to get your ass back to Kansas? Are you kidding me? That's a healer. The one that's like snappy and yelling, that's a healer. She don't have time for the bullshit. She's like, oh my God, how did you land here? Now I got to stop working with the goddamn munchkins and I got to get this human back somehow. Jesus Christ. See what I mean? Let me see what everybody's saying. We love and appreciate you. Thank you. Tamika. I try to channel light and electricity when I'm asleep. Girl, what are you doing with that electricity though? You must be on fire. But I like that. I just want to know what you're doing with the electricity because that is some work that you're putting in, right? Lisa D. I help the elderly women in my life. I try to do acts of kindness for them. Yes. Some have been abandoned by their families. Oh, and so I step in and try to fill the gap. Light worker. And that's generational light worker within your family. So actually, Lisa, you might be a generational healer, right? So that's really cool. I think light healer is like having wisdom and discovering a part of your soul. That's what's coming to mind. I think that's beautiful, Beto. Yeah, I like that. Magic Mermaid says, Sylvester, watch Maleficent. Those fairies always fighting on there. Make it blue, make it pink, laugh out loud. Tamika says, I swear I feel this inside of me. I just need to understand it. Yeah, I think understanding it is the hardest part with everyone. That everyone feels, and they feel the molecular structure changing, but it's lonely. And at some point, you're meant to be alone because God can't get to you if you're with someone. So God will take things away to make you feel inside, to make you make better decisions. But remember, God is patient. So if you're finding a hard time making decisions, God's going to wait. The world still runs even if you have fear of making decisions, right? So he'll wait until you take what you're feeling and you empower yourself to get out there and produce the results that's required. And that could be anything. But again, sometimes when there are problems in isolation or people pull themselves from, you know, your energy, remember that it's always God. It's not always the person. Remember, God wants you to do something, and you can't do something if you're putting all the energy in one or two particular people. Sometimes God pulls people away to make sure that you're elevating as a healer. Like, are you getting there? Now, it might be hard for you to understand that. So you might stay down and depressed because of circumstances for a long period of time. God will wait, but God's not waiting for you to make it out. Some people don't make it out. The world churns anyway. But there are other light healers that will come along and try to assist you in getting out of your depression, getting you out of your house, having you be more mobile, not like alleviate hoarding, anything that keeps you isolated. You will wind up with other light healers that will try and coach you to do something different. You meet up with light healers every day. I promise you. Every day you meet up with a light healer. All right. What else are we saying here? Hi, Jules. Yes, me too. I love when spirit uses earth species to show a message. Red Mermaid, Mama Mia says, electricity? Wow. Leisha says, I help my patients in the hospital. Cannot stay there though. But that's okay. You're practicing how to be a light healer. You're just doing the work. And that work is physical work. But then you're going to go on to be a light healer in other ways. You're just in practice. Oh, absolutely, Magic Mermaid. Just a kind word, a smile can be healing to the right person at the right time. Your pet can be your healer without you knowing it. That is true. Your pet can be your healer. I have found, however, that people put too much energy on pets. And when you put too much of your despair on pets who are here to assist and heal you, you could take that energy and kill your pet. Because what you may be giving your pet is depression, sadness, anxiety, tears. And remember, your pets are here to help you. So if you're just dumping your emotions, your pet will receive it and he can't survive. And he might have to leave early. So remember that moving forward. You're absolutely right. They're here to heal you and help you. But it's your job to grow and manifest healthy changes so that you and your pet are working in tangent. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you. Yes, I don't want to get on numbers though, but numbers are the wake up call um, to recognizing that it's time for you to be a light healer. Numbers and waking up during the spiritual hour are the first signs that you're starting to experience the light healer purple road path. Oh my God, yes. Pets are so empathic. They're so empathic. Like, they're the, like, pets, animals, elephants. Think about it. What? Abso-freaking-lutely. But don't take advantage of their purpose for you. Don't use it to the detriment of the pet. All right. All right, everyone. I hope I helped. I didn't even look at the clock this time. I hope I helped. I'm going to put a video in the description box because I want everyone. It's a video. I forget what the video is about, but it's about being a healer and how loneliness is a component to healing. Self-isolation, self-imposed isolation, or being ostracized are a component to light healing work. It's an unfortunate thing, but it is something God needs to pull you away to then get you to grow. So I'm going to put the video in the description box. Take a look at the video, and happy light healing, everyone. I love that, Lisa. I think I'm a generational light healer. I form strong bonds with people towards the end of their life, and I try to give them dignity and help. Have you ever thought about going into hospice, Lisa? Great talk. Oh, thank you. I'm watching as soon as I get off work at 11. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Bermuda survived the storm, but you know what? There's another storm coming up. Florida's going to get hit. It's a nightmare. And the storm's going up to Canada. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening. The whole summer should be hurricane season, right? Nothing in June, nothing in July. Zero depressions in August. Zero, nothing. Clear skies from Africa, right? Oh my God, September is making up for everything that we lost, that we didn't get. September, oh my God, there's another one coming. And Fiona, she's not done. She's not done. She's going to hit Canada in a minute. And right behind Canada by Wednesday is Hurricane Hermie or something like that. Oh my God, so much. I am. I am. These storms, Fiona, we got rain, but no flooding. So that was a blessing. And went straight to Puerto Rico. Oh, poor Puerto Rico. And the next impressions aren't coming anywhere near the Virgin Islands. So it's going to hit most likely Jamaica and Cuba and Florida. So some weird stuff is happening right now. There's a woman that I like to watch, but I can't remember her name, and she'll tell you if there's going to be some catastrophic events that's associated with a particular moon or a particular planet that's having a retrograde or something. See, there's rain coming right now. You could hear the rain coming in the Caribbean. It's hilarious. It's like a whole bunch of little soldiers um, coming off the ocean. It is hilarious. Like, it's so palpable. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm gonna wait till it. I won't get off. I'm gonna wait till it gets closer. Can you guys hear the rain? I love during the day when you can see the rain coming. It's so pretty. Oh, the woman's channel? Oh my goodness. Um, Astrology. She's so good too. Well, there's a couple of people that I listen to. Molly McCord is one, but Molly doesn't. Uh, she explains things in a very lovely way. That's why I like to listen to Molly. But the other woman, she's an older woman. Oh my God. She didn't show up on my timeline this month, which is weird. Musings, do you know the older woman with the white hair? She's so good. Here she is. Pam Gregory. These are the people that I listen to. Pam Gregory, one of my where is she? One of my group mates, Samara Gregory. Pam Gregory is one. Molly, stop it. Molly McCord is another one. These are my best. But Pam Gregory will tell you what planets that are either going into retrograde or whatever, um, and how this particular planet could have world, um, what effect it will have on the entire world. She's really good at that. Pam is good, right? Oh, Beto, I used to live in Puerto Rico most of my childhood. Oh, so you know what I mean by the rain, right? You can see the rain. It's so pretty. Do you still have relatives there? Is everyone okay? Oh, I feel so much better after my reading with Tracey. Do you? Oh, yeah. Well, Magic Mermaid, Pam would really explain like events, like really, like she's really good at saying, like the last thing I remember her saying, but I forget which video, and she was like, world leaders are gonna have problems because of a particular planet. And sure enough, you know, we're watching a lot of world leaders having a hard time keeping a grasp on their country. So I like her because she's very specific without having to scare you, right? And that's what I like. I like people that can be like, world leaders, you're going to be in trouble unless you recognize what the people need. I mean, look at Iran right now, right? I forget which planet she said, but look at Iran, right? They're like protesting. That's never happened in that country. But it has something to do with a particular planet. I don't know if it was Pluto or Neptune or whatever, but she's really good at explaining what this planet represents, and that's why I like Pam Gregory. Molly McCaw is my other favorite, so check them out. I think that's it. That's it, everyone. I might listen to Molly McCord or maybe see what categories Pam Gregory has. Let me see. Oh, another one is Braca. Braca's really good too. Braca Goldsmith. She's another one that can give turn of events without making you feel scared. Braca Goldsmith. She's really good. Oh, yeah, I remember the hurricanes in Puerto Rico. Yeah, now I live in the U.S. Yes. Oh, thank you for the channel names. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, no, this is all about healing, right? So you're quite welcome. So Brock is one. Pam Gregory is another one. I wonder if it was Braca that gave. Let me see. Oh, she's got an 11-minute thing on Queen Elizabeth. She never does horoscopes. What? Well, that must be new. Interesting. Horoscopes must be new. I must not have been keeping up with her for a while. But Pam Gregory, let me just see something. Look at her videos. She's starting to do videos with others. Those aren't my favorite. I like her. Oh, like one of them she did was the chart for the EU and the euro. I love when she does those type of videos. Um, let's see something else. Um, she's starting to do videos with others, and I just want her, but I respect that she's bringing other people to the table because that's what light healers do, right? We assist each other, even. But in any case, those are the three that I listen to. Brock is a bit eccentric. Yeah, that's why I didn't know she was doing horoscope readings. Have you seen the beautiful defiance of the Iranian women? Yes. They're throwing their hijabs in a fire. Yes. They're dancing in the streets. They're also cutting their hair. It's so much going on. I just pray that their fight is a good fight. I pray that they win. Yeah. I support them all the way. Even though I think hijab wearing women are so beautiful. But I understand the right to want to wear it. That's what it's coming down to, right? They're not saying it's not a part of their culture. They get it. They just want the right to not wear it sometimes. My God, it's so hot in Iran. Jesus Christ. All right, enough already. I don't want us to forget the purpose of tonight's Tracey After Dark. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. And All right, tune in for anything that comes next. I love you guys. Tomorrow is book club. And I do want to tell everyone the next book is going to be Conversations with God, right? I was going to teach you all how to talk to God, but this book will really have a huge impact on the effectiveness when you choose to have a direct conversation with God. Most churches do not teach you how to talk to God directly, and I'm giving you permission. You have permission from God Father, from Mother Father God, to talk to Mother Father God directly. But this book will help facilitate that. Good night, everyone. I love you. Good night. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey